Hello everyone, this is Gwydion, and I'm here to try to walk through character creation for a game called Mapmaker Adventures. Mapmaker Adventures is a successful Kickstarter that was done by a gentleman by the name of Yin Hua, and he's from China, and obviously his native tongue is Chinese, and he's created this rule set and set of adventures. There's 4 separate adventure books along with a rule book. And he's about to release on DriveThruRPG the rulebook as well as the first adventure for those that back the Kickstarter as he's getting ready to publish the books. And I tried to help him out by proofreading these books. So hopefully you won't find too many errors, but we tried to do our best to make this look great, and hopefully it came across in the finished product. So again, he's about to release this on DriveThruRPG, but so I thought it might be a good time to try to go through and walk through a character creation. Now, I've not done this before in Mapmaker Adventures, so bear with me and we'll see how far we get, but let's jump in. So I'm going to start by showing you, this is version 0.98 of Mapmaker Adventures. So when he does release this on DriveThruRPG, this is the version you'll see. So we're going to go through that. That's on the left side of my screen here. On the right side, I created a form fillable PDF for a character sheet. I just thought that might be a nice thing to add to the game. So he'll release this as well for those that back the Kickstarter for free. And we'll see as we go through this. I might find some errors and things I didn't think about, but let's kind of jump in. So I'm just going to go through this from the very beginning. And again, other than proofreading, I really haven't gone through this in detail, so it'll be interesting. So let's just go through step-by-step naming. Give the character a name. I'm going to be very, very unique, and I will call my character Gwydion. So I'm going to leave him as male. So we got naming and gender done. So now we go into class. So the way this works is you can choose one of the 9 core classes to play. But what he's done that I think is really cool is if you don't like the 9 core classes or you want something totally unique, you can do that. You can customize anything you want on a new class based on class specialization. And instead of doing that, I want to go through this relatively basic. So we'll just go through a normal class creation, but realize that you can actually make whatever you want. So I'm going to scroll down to the class, see if I can find that quickly. And I think, here we go. So classes and specializations. So here are your 9 core classes that can be selected to play. Warrior, Rogue, Wizard, Cleric, Bard, Ranger, Druid, Paladin, and Warlock. So, very familiar classes. Think of Warrior as a fighter, of course, and the rest are pretty self-explanatory. So what you do for each of these is you get 5 specializations for each class, but only 3 of the 5 can be chosen at character creation. So it helps you if you want to kind of customize your character a bit. You can think about, hey, what do I want to do? And kind of what specifically do I want this character to be? So I'm just going to pick Warrior. Let's make this kind of easy. So we'll do Warrior. So I'm just going to type in Warrior there. And see, I have Fury, +1 to damage, Defender, Guardian, Protector, Battle Commander. Sounds kind of cool. Arms Mastery. And yeah, so I like Fury. So I'm going to go down and give myself the specializations. So if you flip, I'm scrolling down here, but if you go to the second page on the character sheet, you'll see specializations. So let's type in, we'll do Fury. So it'll give me my +1 to damage. And let's see, we'll do Guardian. And I'm not really thinking about these. I'm just more showing you how to do this. And maybe Arms Mastery. Why not? Okay, Arms Mastery. So let's go back. So we've got our class, and we've got those. Now we start at level 1. So if we go back up to the top of our character sheet, I have a drop down for all your levels. And just so you know, this works best if you have an actual PDF editor or viewer. You can try to do it in Microsoft Edge or Chrome or something like that, but I would recommend doing it if you can in any type of PDF viewer. All right, so level 1, we're good there. Initiative. Now, initiative is equal to your character's dexterity value, plus any additional modifier that may be applied, dexterity modifier. So I want to clarify that with him, because I think that actually means it would be your dexterity and the modifier itself. So if this is 1 and this is 0, it's 1. If this is 2 and 1, it would be 3, I think. But I might have to confirm that with him. But we'll skip that for now because we don't have our dexterity. So attributes. When you create a character, you receive 8 attribute points to use. Your attributes are 4: strength, dexterity, intelligence, and wisdom. And you allocate these points, of course, according to kind of what kind of character you want to create and your class and specialization. So I'm a fighter. Now, the only limitation I have is each attribute must be assigned at least 1 point. So I've set these drop downs to 1 through 20. So I get 8. So I think, let's think about this. I think I'll do... I think for every, I don't know if it tells you, but I think for every 5 points you get a modifier. Don't know if it says that here, but let's do about 4. Want to have a little bit higher dex. 5, 6. Yeah, we'll do 4, 2, and then 1, 1. Why not? Okay. Reputation. So you have 2 factors for reputation. It's a little probably hard to read on the screen. Goodness and honor. Both of them start at 10. The way I did this is you can see a 10 right in the middle of the screen here. And each of these are clickable. So I checked the box above the 10 because that's where you start. But you can, if you lose or if you go down 1, you can check the box below. So you have 9 all the way down. But I'm going to go ahead and check 10 and just leave it there. Same for goodness. Wealth and equipment. So there's only 1 currency, which is gold. Makes it a lot easier. And you have 20 gold pieces to buy starting equipment from Frontier Torch, which is the first town, or it is the town in Adventure Book 1. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now, hopefully he doesn't mind me showing. This is still before all the proofreading was finished. I actually did finish it. And he's going to release this one as well. But let's go ahead and just flip through this. And I try not to spoil anything that you might see, but I'm going to go straight to Three Mugs Tavern. And I believe how this works is I can open any of the vendors, I think, and I can pick any of these so I can buy from any of these vendors. So this is melee weapon. If I keep scrolling down, or actually if I page down, you have ranged weapons from Swift the Flash. You have Rewin's metal art, mail and plate. So this will be more of our armor. And you'll see in some of these, this is Edward's Leatherwork, so I might do some of this for my fighter. At the bottom, you know, there's actually some quests that you can go through. So you meet Edward at Edward's Leatherworks and you can buy things from him, but you can also potentially do quests from him. I like his art. He did a really good job with whoever he had help him with the art. Silk of the Moon, which is cloth. So it's like cloth hat, gloves, etc. So you get the idea. I'm going to go back and just do some basic things here. Let's start with, here we go. So dagger, falchion, short. Let's just do, I mean, arguably he'd want a long sword, but let's start with short sword. Short sword. So I'm going to type that in. And there are drop downs for requirements. So this is a little hard to read. In this case, the short sword has a strength of 2 requirement. So I'm good there. So if you see these, I've actually tried to put in all of the different potential drop downs. So I put in strength 2. Again, you can kind of see that there. And then what else do we need to put in here? Basic property. I'm going to put in, well, I put it in the main hand, so that's fine. Short sword. We're going to put speed 4, damage 1 through 4. range 1, durability, I'll just put dur. We'll put the price 5. I guess properties, to think about that, maybe I will put, not sure exactly how he'd want this, but can do this, whatever. I'll put speed 4. Maybe we'll do damage in there, and then else we'll do property. We'll do, I'll make this a little bit. We'll do range 1. Oh, range 1. We'll do speed 4. Geez, if I could type. Durability 1. So in here, we just have to do the damage 1 through 4. That works. I like that. All right. So let's scroll down and let's say, so that was 5. So I have 15 left. And, I could put chain. That's going to be too expensive. How about padded? Should I give him padded armor? It's not too bad. Strength of 3. Maybe I'll do that. And I'll put that on, that goes on his torso. So we'll do padded armor. So that's torso, and that requires strength of 3. I have 4, so I'm good there. Strength 3. And what else do I need to say about padded armor? Body armor, I could put type body armor. And then I could put over here defense 3, durability 8, price 10. So that's 15. What else may I want? I mean, I feel like maybe a helmet or something, but what about ranged? I really want something where you can do ranged if possible. I don't know how important that is. Could do a shield. Could have sworn I saw ranged. Must have missed it. Let's go back. Leatherworks. Mail and plate. Here we go. Ranged weapon. So what would a short bow be? 5? Let's just do that for now. We'll do short bow. Or you know what? Let's just go the basic. We'll go shield. How's that? Yeah, we'll do shield. We'll do that in his offhand. Yep, see the slot offhand. So how about, ooh, I can't afford any shields. Too expensive. I guess we'll just go maybe his head. Let's do a head wrap. Head wrap. And you need strength 2, so that's fine. And head ramp is defense 2, durability 4, price is 5. And I guess we could put, if we wanted, body armor, helmet. I'm not sure if this is exactly how he intended, but that works. And so we've got 20. So that's it for Mapmaker Adventures Rulebook 1. I don't want to spoil anything else there. So we've got the wealth and equipment. So now specialization and skill. So you can only select a total of 3 specialization, and we already went through that. We had 5 to choose from, but you could build your own to choose from all 45. So for each class that has, there's 9 classes that have 5 each. You could pick 3 and mix and match from any of them, which is pretty cool. All right, so when you create your character, you get 3 starting skill points. So let's scroll down to skill here. So here are your skills. So you get 3 skill points. At least 1 point must be used to train a common skill. So this is your common skills here. And let's see. And the remaining 2 can be either common skills or an additional class skill. So train the common skill, give a +5 modifier to any related skill test. So for a fighter, probably athletics. Yeah, let's just do the standard for now. So that's going to be, I'm going to check the box here. So that's yeah, we'll say that he's got athletics as 1. And then we're going to flip down. Let's see, is that the last piece? Yeah, so let's flip down to fighter. And once we go through this, so I'm going to scroll down. You can kind of see Bard, all the different Ranger. I really, like I said, I really do like the art. So you can kind of get an idea as I'm flipping down through all of these. And then this is some ideas on your own in classes. Really, really good art. Okay, so let's just stop for a moment. I still have 2 more skill points, but this kind of talks about your attributes. So strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom. If you play D&D or Pathfinder, you'll have an idea of what each of those would do, but you can read through them. So here's where it explains that you gain 1 modifier when an attribute reaches multiples of 5. So I don't have anything that has a 5 yet, so I don't have any additional modifiers, but once I do, I'll be able to add 1 once I get to 5. So let's see, attribute tests. So as you can imagine, you use your skill tests. If you have something that'll use athletics, for example, so you will use those for your skill tests. Nice pool. So let's see if there's anything else. I need to do my at will. So let me go back to I love this art. I'm going to go back to the table of contents. So we did the wealth and specialization. Here are all the attributes. And let's see okay, here's the skill list. So let's go to the class skills and common skills. Let's kind of go through that next. All right. So common skills are general abilities. And again, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, I think 13 common skills. Spending 1 point will gain 5 proficiency modifiers. So we already did that. We clicked on the +5. So skill tests it explains, but let's go through and look at class skills. So you have 4 different types of class skills: at will, encounter, adventure, and passive. And at will skills can be used 3 times in each encounter, and then they'll be fully recovered after resolving the encounter. So think of those as your typical base skills. So you're going to use those quite a bit. Encounter skills can be used once per encounter, and they recover after resolving the encounter. So this is more like your critical hit, like you want to do something really strong. And then you have your adventure skill, and after a single use of the adventure skill, you have to rest to recover the skill. And then finally, you have passive skills. They're just kind of always on. Let's see. Using spells, learning class skills. So let's go down. This kind of tells you about all the different aspects of the skill. So here's your skill list, chapter 5. Let's page down. So really, you can use any of these, and it does tell you what level you need to be at. So like here, Affliction 1, you could use this skill, but you'd have to at least be first level. Let me read through up real quick and make sure I've got that right. So how to read a skill up here. So combat superiority B, and then skill level C. So let's look at this. Specialization, the specialization the skill belongs to, and then C, the minimum level a character must achieve before learning. So yeah, so specializations, as I understand it, you could take any of these skills. So there are so many to go through. Animate undead, but some of these, like animate undead, you can't do until you're at least level 2. You should look at these. So let's just scroll. Archery, arms mastery. So I don't know. I'd have to look at that, but for now, I'll go ahead. Since I took arms mastery, let's take shield block. And it tells you right there. So shield block is passive. So I'm going to put down here in my passive skills, shield block. Okay. And so that you have to have a shield equipped. I don't have a shield. I understand that, but I just thought, hey, let's just try that. So I'll have to look back in the rule book if you have to, like if I have to keep my specializations with these. So I'm going to search for Fury. Destruction. So here we go. Fury. So we have Bash. Actually, I like that. So let's go ahead and do Bash, which is an at-will skill. So I'm going to do Bash. And then you have these little tick marks. So if you're in an encounter, you can tick these and show how many you've used. So it kind of helps a little bit. So you strike the enemy as hard as you can and deliver a devastating blow. One enemy, and you attack the target by adding your strength modifier to damage. So hopefully we have one at some point. But we don't. We'll go through that later. All right. So let's do Guardian. Let's look for Guardian. So Guardian, and again, I could take if I wanted like 2 common skills, but let's see what this says. So this one is Taunt. Taunt your enemies and let them keep you as their target. So that would be, I like that. Yeah, let's do that. So let's give ourselves, that's another at will. So we'll do Taunt. And I'm not going to go through all the rules, but what this basically means is as your hatred increases, you'll have more of a chance for the monster to target you. So if you're in a party of, say, 3 or 4 adventurers, and if you taunt the monster, then you might be able to keep it from harming your enemies, or sorry, your other party members. So I think that actually is everything to start our character. Now let's go back and let me try to remember how health works. Health. And I'll do some other videos possibly to try to explain things a little bit more. And then maybe go through an initial combat. So let's see. This is like a little basic adventure to start, which is kind of neat. Yeah, I'm trying to find what your starting health is. See if I can find it here. Health and sanity. Let's do that. All right. So unlike other games in Mapmaker Adventures, the life of a character is not represented by a single value we would normally refer to as hit points, vitality, or life. You have 5 separate values, and that's head, go down, torso, arms, and legs, and then sanity. And it's cool. Head and torso actually, you can die if you're hit there, but arms and legs you only get crippled if you hit those. So that gives you some minuses. So if you read down through this, it tells you the head, the maximum value is 3. So in this case, you can check these off as you get hit 1, 2, and then finally 3, which would mean death. Now, the cool thing is, and the interesting thing is, your health is always the same. This doesn't change. I had forgotten that. So you could have bonuses from armor, like my padded armor, my defense is 3. So I believe I move this to 3 on my torso, and the head wrap, the defense is 2. So I can move this to 2. And so you can always increase your armor, your chance of minimizing your chance of getting hit, but your health always stays the same. The idea being, hey, you can get stronger and your armor might protect you, but once you're hit, you're kind of hit. You have the same amount of potential damage no matter what level you're at, which I think is an interesting mechanic. And then for sanity, it's obviously an attack against your mental health. Now let's see what this tells you, because I think it'll tell us what it starts with. I know it does tell us somewhere, and I want to say that you start at 3 or 4 to sanity. And I'm not going to go through the attacks, but let me see if I can find sanity starting, and then maybe we'll stop it for today, or for this video, I should say. Find it. Health and sanity. Maximum. Okay, here we go. Sanity, however, is the exception. Sanity starts at 3, isn't increased at certain levels. Now I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it goes to 9 total. So I've checked it at 3, and then once you get down to 0, you die. So that's the basic. We don't have any resistances. You do have, as we get into attack, we can talk further about attack effectiveness. As you do gain experience, the cool thing is the more you use certain attributes, you'll tick on this experience track, and then finally you'll get to level up your attribute. So that's kind of a neat way to handle experience. So I do think, going back to initiative, if the dexterity is 2 and we don't have any modifier, I think your initiative is 2. So, all right, I think that's it for now. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Sorry for stumbling around a little bit, but I'm very excited to get this launched. And I know everyone's been waiting for some time, and Yin Hua is really trying to get the best adventure he can. So I hope to be doing more of these, and let me know if these are helpful. And can't wait to see everybody's reaction as they get the PDFs delivered, and hopefully the book's not too far behind them. Talk to everyone soon.